it's an opportunity for Kentucky to lead the forefront of battery manufacturing in the U.S.
They want jobs. The lines are busy and full tonight as the new Blue Oval plant in Hardin County looks to hire 5,000 new Ford workers to make electric car batteries. Also ahead on the night team.
Capturing families that truly after living expenses really can't afford tuition.
The new education initiative in West Louisville, funded by the man who created Amazon, backing tuition-free school for up to 80 kids. And then, JCPS bus drivers, there's a message. You haven't been forgotten.
Thank you, drivers!
These elementary school kids creating homemade thank you notes for the drivers, getting them back and forth to school in trying times for JCPS transportation. It's all new ahead on the WHAS11 Night Team. Now hiring, big lines, and people looking for high-paying jobs right here in Kentucky. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. It was all of the above tonight in Elizabethtown as a huge turnout greeted the job call-out for the Blue Oval Battery Park in Glendale. WHAS 1119's Alex Dederer has the story of the recruitment event for the largest economic development project in Kentucky history. Alex?
Doug, new information we learned just tonight. The company's ramp-up strategy includes making 450 hires for the Glendale plant by the end of this year. Today was the grand opening of Blue Oval SK's executive office space and recruitment center in Elizabethtown, and getting the company that much closer to ensuring these jobs stay in Kentucky.
You're looking at a crowd of people who want to work at Ford, a crowd of future employees, hundreds of them, showing up to apply at the first Blue Oval SK recruitment event in Elizabethtown. The huge battery project in Glendale is a nearly $6 billion investment from companies Ford and SK on, creating 5,000 jobs.
We are looking to employ all Kentuckians. We're looking local. We want the local presence. We want people to know in this community that we value what they bring to Blue Oval SK. So it's very important to us to be local,
including E-Town natives like Felissa Graves.
But I thought, well, I'm going to retire soon. I'll just come in and see what they have to offer.
She joined both her husband and daughter at the job fair to see what the multi-billion-dollar development could add to her town.
I think it's amazing that E-Town is getting bigger and stronger. The diversity is just amazing, and I'm just happy to be here in Elizabethtown.
Blue Oval SK Director of Human Resources, Neva Burke, says choosing Central Kentucky for the Battery Park project came from the available workforce in Hardin County.
The workforce here is rich and it's deep and dedicated, and there was so many opportunities for graduates from colleges and high schools that this became a very good location.
Burke says the goal for Central Kentucky is to expand the economy.
From, an infrastructure upgrade with different restaurants moving in, new hotels and apartments being set up, but also just making sure that we are competitive as an employer here as well.
The growing pains for Glendale and Elizabethtown have drawn scrutiny over how the infrastructure will handle it. While that's addressed, there is support.
Elizabethtown is just blossoming, and more the merrier.
The company is planning to open operations at the Glendale plant by 2025, while production at the second plant is now on hold.
As far as workers at Blue Oval SK unionizing goes, UAW Local 862 President Todd Dunn tells us the tentative UAW contract with Ford does not have in writing the requirement for Glendale employees to be unionized.
All right, a big question to be settled for sure. Thank you, Alex. If you couldn't make it to tonight's job fair, the recruiting center in Elizabethtown is now open, or you can apply online. We've got all those details for you. Just go to our website, WHAS11.com, and look for this report. After 3 years on the job, we learned late this afternoon that TARC's executive director is stepping down here in Louisville. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg and the TARC board announcing Carrie Butler will resign effective December 31st. At the end of the year, Butler took on the job in August of 2020 after running Lextran, the Lexington bus system. She joined TARC following an investigation into the previous TARC administration and in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mayor Greenberg's office will conduct a nationwide search to find Butler's replacement to run TARC. She will serve as a consultant during the transition through next June. Right now, just into the newsroom here on the night team, this man, the suspect who was shot just yesterday by a Louisville Metro police officer in the Wyandotte neighborhood of the South End, is now out of the hospital and he has been booked in Metro Corrections. This is 36-year-old Jerron Bobbitt of Louisville. He's facing charges including wanton endangerment of a police officer and assault. Louisville Metro Police Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villarreal says officers responded to Beecher Street near Wyandotte Park yesterday for a domestic violence call. When they got there, the chief says they found Bobbitt in a car armed with an AR-style pistol. Officers say Bobbitt ran away, running through the neighborhood, and refused commands to drop the weapon. The chief says the suspect pointed the gun at officers, and that's when one officer fired at him, hitting him. Bobbitt is expected to appear in court tomorrow morning. The Shepherdsville mother accused of shooting and killing her two sons told police it was an accident. That information coming from a Bullitt County Sheriff's detective who testified in court today.
She made statements that she was being manipulated through Facebook, through the internet, or through her Wi-Fi, through Facebook and through her Wi-Fi, being manipulated into doing what she did.
Detective Richard Beal taking the stand today during a hearing for Tiffany Lucas, accused of the murder of 9-year-old Jaden and 6-year-old Maurice. She was also in the courtroom, as you see her right here. Beal said neighbors first called police after hearing the shooting, and when the first officer arrived, Beal said he found a neighbor trying to help the boys and Lucas outside in a nearby driveway. Maurice's stepmother, Michelle Rice, and other family members were in the courtroom today for the hearing.
How do you accidentally shoot a kid 2 times and then shoot their brother? How do you do that? It's no.
There's no
we're
accident.
Not accepting that.
There's no. It's not mental illness. She knew it. She did.
Had options.
During the hearing today, the judge left Lucas's bond unchanged. It still stands at $2 million. Deliberations are going to resume again tomorrow in the federal civil rights trial against the former Metro police officer Brett Hankison. Hankison and his attorneys left the federal courthouse late today after a full day of deliberations, but there was no verdict from the jury. The jury is going to be deliberating again tomorrow on whether Hankison violated the civil rights of Breonna Taylor, her boyfriend, and 3 neighbors when he fired into her apartment on March 13, 2020. We're going to be following along when the jury returns tomorrow. You can follow WHAS11.com, and you can also follow reporter Alexis Jones on her Twitter account. She has covered the trial from the beginning and will be there tomorrow. New on the WHAS11 night team, Jeffersontown police recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars of stolen property in West Louisville during an investigation by J-Town police today. J-Town Police Chief Rick Sanders tells us that officers served several search warrants today. Our photojournalist was outside a home on Cecil Avenue as officers brought out the items and loaded them into a U-Haul. And we saw things like water heaters, cabinets, and construction material. Chief Sanders tells us they expect to release more information in the days to come. Kentucky's newly elected Attorney General says tackling violence in Louisville is one of his top 4 priorities once he takes office. Republican Russell Coleman, a former U.S. attorney, outlined those plans and announced his transition team today in Frankfort. He says one of the first people he contacted after the election was the Jefferson County Commonwealth's Attorney Jarena Weathers here in Louisville to find out how he can help.
Louisville remains a very dangerous place, particularly in some neighborhoods. I know the Attorney General's traditionally not been in that space, but I feel it's such an exigent issue in this Commonwealth that we're going to find a way to come alongside and assist the Commonwealth's attorney in any way that's useful in saving lives in Louisville.
Coleman's other top priorities are supporting county and Commonwealth's attorneys, addressing public corruption, and tackling child exploitation and child sex abuse. All new tonight, Louisville Metro Police are working to combat crime here in town by connecting with the community once again they serve. You've heard a lot about community policing, and tonight officers in the 1st Division, which includes downtown, Portland, and Phoenix Hill, met one-on-one with the people who live in the neighborhoods. It's part of the department's Meet Your Beat Officer events. They allow people to meet directly with the officers patrolling their neighborhoods.
Just a nice, relaxed atmosphere, have something to drink and eat, get to know each other, get questions answered from the police that you obviously don't always get the answer to. And this is an excellent opportunity for that kind of interaction, which is really good for the neighborhood.
Richard Meadows there, a longtime Portland neighborhood resident. LMPD's 2nd Division, which serves many neighborhoods in West Louisville, will host their Meet the Beat officer tomorrow night. It's going to be held from 6 until 7:30 at Christ Temple Church on South 45th Street.